So how can we describe badminton in 20 seconds? Goodness. I'd go for the authentic, innovative community. For me, I think it's all about the community here, the small size of pupils, the cosy campus, the fact that everyone knows everyone, understands what they're trying to do, supports them, means that those young people take risks with their learning, which helps them move forward and make progress. And I think, innovative because, our founders set us up to be pioneering, so hopefully we still are. And authentic because it's that whole love of learning we have here, the fact that we do things because we want to do it because we're genuinely interested. What about you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think for me, I'd be thinking about confident, creative and curious, and those key words which support a girl's journey through the school here. Because I think all too often when people think about an education, they think about an academic journey. But for me, it's all about preparing girls for the opportunities of both study here at the school, but also higher education opportunities once they leave, and career-based opportunities as well. And I think an approach here is based around that holistic approach to learning and creating pupils who are creative about all they do in school life, who are confident when they leave here, but also curious about learning and hopefully embracing a love of lifelong learning.
So the admissions process is something that I guess everyone who's watching this might need to understand. For me, it's about that special badminton approach we have. We're not part of ISEB, we're not part of a wider schools group, so we have our own unique system. And you very much oversee that, don't you?
I do, and I think for me one of the important parts of the process of girls applying to come to the school is all about remembering that we very much put an emphasis on the holistic approach to admissions. I think all too often people think about the sort of academic side of the process and the entrance assessments and how those work. But for us, it's all about looking at those academic assessments, but also placing equal weighting on the interview. Is the girl going to be a good fit for the school? But also, of course, the reference from her current school, and to see it as part of an overarching process rather than just focusing on a particular part of the whole process.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I love the fact that we get to sort of, it's almost like drawing back the curtains and getting to see the individual,
Yes.
isn't it? It's the beginning of getting to understand their badminton journey as we get to know them as individuals.
Very much so, I agree.
So I guess thinking about that all-important transition into Year 7, the start of the senior school, of course from our junior school a large number come up and join seamlessly as part of their badminton journey. But because the year group grows, I would say we have almost the same amount again joining from our other feeder schools, wouldn't you say so?
In terms of making the move up from Year 6 at Badminton Junior School into Year 7, the vast majority of girls who are currently here do make that move up. But I think it's fair to say from my perspective, I don't know about you, Mrs. Tier, but also that Year 7 is a particularly special year group because whilst we welcome the majority of girls moving up from the junior school, it's also that wide range of backgrounds that join us in Year 7, whether it's boarding, local prep and junior schools, but also just thinking about the national and international applications that we receive.
Definitely. I think obviously there is a badminton journey that can start all the way at nursery and move right through to sixth form. But we think of it as a story with very discrete chapters, and the senior school is definitely the start of a new and exciting chapter. And we see the boarding increase, not just, as you say, with local boarders, but with international boarders. And because all the tutor groups reform and realign, it's a great opportunity for a fresh start with new faces, new teachers, and new subjects and new experiences.
Absolutely.
So a wonderful transition point for everyone.
From my perspective, when we think about the academic profile of the school, we're justifiably proud of our successes at GCSE and at A-level, and I think it's fair to say as well with the number of pupils who we support with making successful higher education applications. And whilst we're pleased with the results that we achieve, when I think about what we do academically, for me it's very much encouraging opportunities for pupils to embrace the practical application of the subjects in the classroom, but also, of course, outside of the classroom, and to embrace the opportunities they are given to really drill down into the subject. And when I think about options and opportunities for pupils, Model United Nations opportunities, for example, to give them a chance to embrace aspects of politics, the way that we host language debates with a whole variety of different schools here, really allow pupils to have those opportunities to, as I say, sort of embrace the subject both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. And hopefully that's what leads to these fantastic GCSE and A-level results that we have.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I think certainly the exam results almost come as a happy byproduct, don't
Yes,
they?
very
of
much
that
so.
deep engagement
Yes.
with subjects. And I think that sort of also speaks to where they end up going to university, because they have been so involved with their subject. You know, they've been practically involved with science research, or getting out there demonstrating science outreach, or, as you say, speaking languages in debates, even putting on the Lorca play in Spanish the other year. That was fantastic, wasn't it? And I think because they get so involved with their subjects, they really know what it means to live and breathe that subject, as they would have to do if they study it in its entirety at university. And so I think that really leads into where they go next. They know what they want to do, and they can make those really informed choices. And I think obviously higher education next steps is a key part of what we have to do on their educational journey. And I'm really proud of just the range of destinations that Badmintonians go to. I mean, obviously we have some of our real academics looking at Oxford, Cambridge, LSE if they want to specialise in economics, finance and business, or at the other end of the scale, we've got those who know they want to be creative artists. And I love they go to music conservatoires, art colleges. And I think that, to me, is what's exciting about badminton, is that every individual can find their pathway.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think that sort of leads me into thinking about the co-curricular provision at the school as well, and how in many ways the rich range of options that we offer pupils here, and I think it's fair to say that there's probably something for every taste. Those options, those opportunities, I think hopefully really feeds into everything they do at school, but also prepares them for those higher education applications that you spoke of there. And just as I think off the top of my head here now, you know, an AS level in thinking skills is a very popular option for girls in the sixth form who are looking to really embrace those problem solving options and critical thinking. We have our pioneering creative writing course for those in the sixth form who are really thinking about sort of, again, embracing a creative option. The Southwest Hub for the Classical Association, our science outreach programme. So I think the extent of the options that we have really feeds into that pupil experience and hopefully puts them in a really positive place to make those applications in the future.
Yeah, I really feel that strongly, but also I think what's underpinning all those extras, you know, you think the teamwork involved in the collaboration, the communication, the resilience to keep it going alongside everything else they do. I think those are also skills that are going to see them beyond university, hopefully into their careers and be lifelong skills for them, which I think is just part of the really valuable education here at Badminton.
Great.